All right, I'm here with Wake Forest, now Oklahoma defensive line transfer, Rondell Bothroyd. Is that how you pronounce it? Bothroyd. All right, cool, man. So you and I just talked a little bit during your recruitment through DMs and stuff like that. I'm the guy that works for 24/7. Uh, you, were down to, you had like Notre Dame. Obviously, your quarterback went to Notre Dame. I'm assuming a good friend of yours.
Yeah. We talked about it.
Yeah. How close were you to going to potentially Notre Dame or somewhere else before choosing Oklahoma?
It was hard to turn Notre Dame down, obviously. But I just think once I got here, it was a pretty obvious decision. And I didn't visit Notre Dame either, so it's hard when you don't visit somewhere. I had like 4 days to make a choice.
What?
So it was tough to turn it down, but.
Who all did you visit?
I just went to Auburn here.
Okay. Well, when you got here, like, what sold you on Oklahoma?
It's a beautiful place, but I think the biggest thing was the coaches, because they didn't do like the big recruiting pitch. When I got here, it was just them.
Yeah.
We watched film, we talked. My mom and grandma liked the coaches, and they brought us around. They were honest with us, which you could tell it was like a genuine interaction. And I think that was the biggest thing that brought me here.
What are you weighing right now?
Like 270.
270. What's your goal weight heading into the season?
In the season, probably like upwards of high 270s, 280, just so I can play both.
Insane. Okay. You obviously had a really good career at Wake Forest. When you came here, the scheme, did you kind of feel it fit you the best out of everything?
Yeah, definitely. Because I played Clemson every year, and you can see Coach Venables, he's a genius, and just his scheme puts people in the right place to make plays. And I think I have what it takes to make those plays and make even more plays that he doesn't plan for you to make.
They play both the 3 and the 4-man friend here. Does it bother you at all?
No, I can play whatever. I feel like.
You like them both?
Yeah.
Do you prefer one?
Not really. I feel like versatility gives you the best shot to make a chance in next league or next level. So.
It seemed like not just the fit, but just you personally. They need some more defensive linemen around here. What was that process like? What was that sell job like for Coach Bates?
Yeah, Coach Bates and Coach Chavis, Coach V too. We watched film. I told you, and they just kept emphasizing like this is a place where you can make plays. The plays you made at Wake, and we can even make more plays. Just because of he didn't say this, but you can tell it's just because of like Coach Venables' mindset and how they call it layups. Like they give you lobs and layups to make plays, and if you make them, you make a lot of noise. So
has this transition period been pretty easy, knowing that you're not going through this alone? There's so many of you new guys around here.
No, definitely made it easy. That's part of why I was nervous to really transfer, because you come into a new place, it's like you're a freshman again.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty shy, so it's like, but then you see all these new transfers. It's pretty easy to talk to all of them, and we're kind of getting closer.
I think one of the things that really jumped off the page last year, even through the 6th and 7th season, was how close they were.
Yeah.
Is that something that you noticed immediately?
How close?
Just the team is, the players?
Yeah. You come in the locker room, you can tell right away. They make me feel welcome and make all the transfers feel welcome. So it's definitely a place that I wish I could have seen myself in a few years down the road, but I only have 1 year, so I gotta make it worth it.
Anytime that we talk to the transfer portal guys, they always talk about a business decision.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different for you guys as opposed to maybe the freshmen that are getting used to college. What's that process been like? And I guess is it kind of one of those things that I'm just ready for spring ball? Like I'm not here for much of the BS.
That's like when I came to visit. I didn't want to take pictures. It's more of a business.
None of the try on the uniform, all that stuff.
It's more like the football stuff. I'm ready to get rolling with the plays, get healthy, and just get my feet wet with the system.
It seems like there is a big group of you transfer portal guys that are going to come in and kind of be expected to make immediate impact.
Yeah, that's what another reason that we're all getting closer and able to bond over the fact that we're going to be expected to make plays.
Do you think you have a leadership voice in the locker room, in the weight room, coming from a different place and being a newcomer here? Do you still feel like you have that leadership role?
Oh yeah, I think it's expected. I was a captain at Wake, so definitely I have that in my bag. Obviously, you learn your teammates first. You don't just jump into like a leadership role, but you can lead with your actions. Like I feel like I lead with my actions a lot, just the way you work. But then down the road, I'll try to be that leader, and because I'm old too, so it's like you kind of have to. So yeah.
You've been through a lot of strength and conditioning programs so far. What's been the difference between what you went through at Wake and obviously going through with Schmitty, and I guess the coaching stations? I mean, what?
I only went through 2 strength coaches, which they were great. They helped me get healthy all the time. I barely ever had off season. But yeah, Smitty's great. He's fun when he has to be fun. He makes us work when he has to work. And he's serious when he has to be serious. But he's great. You can tell he has genuine interest in getting you better, getting the team better. But yeah, he's great.
The coaching stations, I mean, was that something a little different than what you've been through previously?
No, we had something like that. So it wasn't too bad for me. It was, don't let me hear that, but it was good work, I think.
You came here obviously to also better your chances to go to the league and things like that. What sold you on Coach Chavis and Coach Bates, and why do you think that coming to Oklahoma is going to help you?
Their track record, obviously. They put D lineman in first round, second round. Yeah, their track record was big. Just how they talk football, how they communicated with my mom, my grandma. But I think their track record was probably like the most eye-opening, because you don't really hear about stuff like that until you get here and actually see the numbers and see what they've done.
When they try to sell you on playing defensive line at Oklahoma, and what type of cut-ups did they show you as far as, maybe who you would potentially replicate as far as position-wise goes?
It was just Clemson. It was just normal film, and it was just like Clemson, a lot of Clemson. Because last year they didn't fully do what they wanted to do. Mm-hmm. So there was a few clips from last year, but then there was a lot of Clemson, and we were just watching and casually this is what this had, and just learn the plays kind of.
Is there a certain level of trust that you have to have with those guys, knowing that you're taking your chance on them to get you to where you want to be?
Yeah, definitely. Because I didn't have to use this last year.
Sure.
I could have tried to go to the league, but it's definitely trust, which is what I felt when I came here. It was like a mutual trust and honesty kind of thing.
How close were you to just jumping to the league?
I was close, just because I didn't want to do college football again.
Yeah.
But you kind of talk to people, and there's not really a point of not using your last year to try to make your name go higher in the draft. So.
How did that trust get built and pulling you back to decide you wanted to be not just back in college football, but be here, and that this was the right place?
I mean, obviously it's still building. It's not fully there, but you could just tell they were genuine people and genuinely wanted me for the player I was. And it wasn't just come here and then we're not going to talk to you and stuff like that.
When you got in the portal and you were testing it out, trying to see if that's something you wanted to maybe go through or head to the NFL, how quickly did Oklahoma get involved, and at what point did you decide, okay, this is kind of where I want to go take a visit or two?
I didn't have that much time to make a decision or talk to a lot of people, but it was kind of right away. Just they reached out, we texted here and there, and then worked out a visit probably a week or two later. But then the visit window was really small, so it made everything tough, but it worked out clearly.
What was it like getting recruited?
It was wild. It was a lot more than high school. My phone was blowing up, which I didn't fully expect. Obviously, I knew I was a good player, but you don't really know how good you are and how good people think you are. So just stuff like that happens. But it was cool, but it was also overwhelming. So.
Was there anything I wish I knew this when I was 17?
What'd you say?
Was there a lot of stuff I wish I knew this when I was 17?
Yeah. Most of it, actually, because you don't really know how to deal with it when you're in high school. And then when you get to college, you know the ins and outs of how coaches kind of BS you or how programs work, and you can do your own research, which you don't do in high school ever. So.
How 3 years ago would you have ever thought you'd be looking at transfer?
No, not really. I never really thought of transferring, just because I like Wake, and I was talking earlier. I'm shy, so I don't want to restart. And I had a role kind of building up at Wake, so I didn't see myself ever leaving.
It seems like one thing to transfer portal is a guy who had the choice between the NFL, going into draft or maybe trying one more year. That seems to be maybe the really positive of the transfer.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean,
because
have you talked to other guys about that?
Yeah. It's you have an option. It's not a do or die kind of thing, which obviously if you enter the draft, you can't really come back. But it's kind of cool to have that option of, like, you can weigh your options. You can talk to your family. You can talk to agents that have input at other schools and stuff like that. So it's cool. It's cool to have that option.
You know what you can do for Oklahoma, improve that defense.
Right.
What can Oklahoma do for you?
I think just like a lifelong, Coach V talks about it, lifelong relationships. Even though I'll be here for a year, I feel like you can build those relationships. You can get the most out of my performance, get the most out of the person I can be. Like the soul mission, I think that's one of the best parts of this program, and I'm ready to start doing stuff with that. But yeah, I think just getting the best out of me, and me giving my best for them too.
When you thought about coming here, did you look at depth chart, tape, whatever? What attracted you to say, hey, I think I need to go there?
Yeah, most of the normal stuff, the depth chart, games, and then like a little research on Coach V, the D-line coaches, or Chavis and Bates. Yeah, that's most of the research I did. And then I got here and it just felt right.
You obviously had some really good seasons at Wake Forest, but for you here at Oklahoma, one season, you know what you want out of this place, like you just said, but what's your goals individually for this season for you, as far as like what you think you need to learn or get better at to up your draft stock, that type of thing?
I think just the what every edge interior guy kind of has to get better at. I'm really trying to get healthy, my ankle, because I missed a lot of last year. But I think just pass rushing, because the NFL is a pass rushing league. Getting opportunities to rush on the edge, rush inside, and then just getting more physical at the point of attack, being able to rip off blocks, make plays that I shouldn't be making, stuff like that.
How many games did you miss last year?
Middle of the year, I had a bad ankle sprain, and then I missed like 3, and then tried to play the next 2, and it was like pointless. And then I played the bowl game pretty much full, but it was still lingering, so I missed like half of the year, kind of.
Appreciate it.